Well, in 1865, Lehigh Valley entrepreneur Elisha Packer Wilbur built the Wilbur Mansion behind me for his personal home. Wilbur was the nephew of Asa Packer and also one of the founders of Lehigh University, and he started the E.P. Wilbur Trust Bank, one of the first banks in the valley. And he also ran the Lehigh Valley Railroad, and obviously he appreciated having a short commute from his home to his office each day.
Elisha Packer Wilbur, ex-president of the Lehigh Valley Railroad, was born in Mystic, Connecticut, January 31, 1833. His father Henry was a sea captain and followed that calling until 1838, when they came to Pennsylvania and settled at Mock Chunk, where he remained in the employ of Asa Packer until his death in 1863. Wilbur was educated in Mock Chunk, and in 1847 went to Nesquehoning, then a coal and mining town, where he remained about 5 years in the employ of Mr. Packer. Wilbur worked in the company store, which supplied the workers, and the people scattered throughout the region for miles around. In 1852, he joined as rodman the Corps of Engineers, who made the first survey for the Lehigh Valley Railroad. Few knew that he would one day run the organization. Very soon after taking this position, he was placed in charge of the accounts of Judge Packer, who was the contractor for the Lehigh Valley, and as paymaster was entrusted with the disbursement of its monies, and in that capacity he acted until the completion of the railroad in the fall of 1855. During all this time he was employee of Judge Packer, and he obtained his knowledge of business methods and management from Packer. In the spring of 1856, Wilbur went to Philadelphia and worked directly for Asa Packer, and in that capacity he had charge of all accounts and acted as confidential clerk and private secretary for him. This intimate business relationship was maintained until the death of Judge Packer in 1879. During the long experience of working directly for the judge, Wilbur had the best of opportunities for gaining a thorough knowledge of the railroad business and a detailed knowledge of the affairs of the Lehigh Valley Railroad. Eventually, Mr. Wilbur was made one of his executors and one of the 5 trustees of Packer's vast estate. He was appointed by that body acting trustee, and in that capacity has had almost supreme control of the money and property of the deceased railroad maker and manager, a position that was well earned. From the time of Judge Packer's death, Mr. Wilbur was virtually the manager of the Lehigh Valley Railroad, and served officially as a director. Early in 1884, he was elected to the presidency of the company, an office he held many years and until he resigned. In addition to his duties as president of the Lehigh Valley Railroad, Wilbur also carried many other business duties, being identified with several large corporations in some official capacity. He was for many years one of the directors and chairman of the Advisory and Finance Committee of the Bethlehem Iron Company, eventually known as the Bethlehem Steel Company, and was one of its largest stockholders. He was from its organization the president of the Copley Iron Company, which had an extensive plant in the Lehigh Valley, and became a director of the Northampton Iron Company and a leading owner of the Lucy Furnace. He also had large coal interests and became president of the Jefferson Coal Company, owning valuable lands in Jefferson County, Pennsylvania, and was likewise interested in the Franklin Coal Company and served as the president of the Packer Coal Company, whose property was under lease to the Mid-Valley Coal Company. He served as president of the Wilbur Coal and Coke Company, owning 30,000 acres of land in West Virginia, and was a director in the Valley Coal and Coke Company of Bellington, West Virginia. He became president of the First National Bank of Sayre, New York, and of the Sayre Land and Water Company, and served as a stockholder in the Thousand Island Bank at Alexandria Bay, New York. He was president of the South Bethlehem Gas and Water Company from its organization until about 1902. He sat at the head of the house known since 1887 as the E.P. Wilbur Trust Company, which was originally organized in 1870 as the F.P. Wilbur Company Banking House, and was one of the directors of the Lehigh Valley National Bank of Bethlehem. Mr. Wilbur passed away in 1910 and is interred at Niskey Hill Cemetery, Bethlehem, in a vault overlooking the south side of the city.